The lights, inside the arena, burn hot and unforgiving, casting long shadows across the canvas as the crowd settles into that familiar hush, the kind that only comes before a real test of will. This is IBA Pro Night, where reputations are tested, where generations collide, and where experience stares down youth under the cold glow of expectation. The air hums with tension, flags ripple, voices echo in multiple languages. Tonight is not just another bout on the card, it's a crossroads fight. In one corner stands a man who has lived boxing for decades, a warrior who has carried the weight of his nation on his shoulders. In the other, a young contender still writing the first chapters of his story, but already speaking the language of dominance fluently. Russia versus Iran, youth versus wisdom, speed versus survival. This is Cheerav Ashalaev versus Sajad Mehrabi. Mehrabi walks toward the ring with the calm of a man who has been here before, many times, in many countries, under many lights. At 39 years old, his body bears the marks of a lifetime spent trading leather, but his eyes still burn with belief. This is his IBA Pro debut, and though the odds lean against him, pride is not something easily measured by bookmakers. Across the ring waits Ashalaev, just 23 years old, tall, composed, built like a blueprint for the modern boxer. A European under-22 gold medalist, undefeated on the IBA Pro stage, and already fighting like a man who understands control, patience, and punishment. As the fighters are announced, the crowd senses it. This is not chaos versus chaos. This is structure versus stubbornness. When the referee steps between them and delivers the final instructions, there's a feeling that the bell won't just start a fight, it will start a lesson. One man seeking to prove that time hasn't caught him. The other, eager to show that the future has already arrived. Sajad Mehrabi's story is carved from mileage. A two-time Asian Championship bronze medalist at 75 kilograms, a familiar face across amateur and professional circuits, he has given years of service to Iranian boxing in the unforgiving three-round format. His professional record tells a story of grit rather than glamour. 13 bouts, 6 wins, 5 losses, 2 draws, and 4 victories coming by stoppage. But numbers don't capture the real weight of Mehrabi's resume. He has shared rings with Olympic champions, world champions, and elite operators across continents. Cuba, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Africa, wherever boxing needed a willing soldier, Mehrabi answered the call. Now, at 39, he stands on foreign soil again, carrying nothing but his gloves, his coach, and his belief. Across from him is Cheerav Ashalaev, a product of the new generation. A man sculpted by modern systems, modern conditioning, and modern expectations. At 23, Ashalaev is already polished, tall, lean, broad-shouldered, narrow-waisted, with a reach that dictates geography inside the ring. His amateur accolades speak loudly, but what truly separates him is his composure. He doesn't rush, he doesn't waste, he builds. He fights like a man who understands that dominance isn't about violence, it's about control. Ashalaev's jab is not a rangefinder, it's a spear. His footwork isn't flashy, it's efficient. Where Mehrabi relies on memory and toughness, Ashalaev relies on precision and patience. This fight, then, becomes something deeper than a simple contest. It becomes a conversation between eras. Can experience slow the future? Can toughness outlast technique? As both men take their corners, the contrast is undeniable. Mehrabi carries the weight of everything he's been. Ashalaev carries the promise of everything he might become. The bell rings, and immediately the difference in rhythm is clear. Ashalaev steps to center ring with quiet confidence. Shoulders relaxed, chin tucked, eyes locked. He establishes his jab early, sharp, straight, and purposeful, touching Mehrabi upstairs, downstairs, reminding the veteran of the distance he must cross. Mehrabi responds as expected. High guard, cross-arm defense, edging forward, looking to work inside the pocket where experience thrives. But Ashalaev is disciplined. He doesn't linger. He fires combinations in measured bursts. Jab, left hook to the body, right hand upstairs, then pivots away. The crowd murmurs as Ashalaev begins to dictate the pace. His reach advantage is obvious, and he uses it intelligently, spearing the jab through Mehrabi's guard, snapping the head back just enough to leave a message. Still, Mehrabi refuses to be intimidated. Late in the round, he digs deep, slipping inside and firing a screw shot through the middle, reminding the younger man that toughness cannot be ignored. The exchange draws a ripple of applause. The old warrior still has teeth. But when the bell sounds, it's clear who controlled the narrative. Ashalaev's fundamentals, accuracy, and composure have set the tone. Yet Mehrabi's late surge sends its own message. This will not be a walkover. Experience, even when outpaced, still speaks. As the second round begins, Ashalaev tightens his grip on the contest. His jab becomes heavier, more punishing, a weapon designed not just to score, but to erode. He varies levels beautifully, switching from head to body, forcing Mehrabi to make constant defensive adjustments. Ashalaev's physique comes into play now, that narrow waist acting as a pivot for torque, allowing his punches to carry deceptive weight. Mehrabi absorbs, advances, and fires back when he can, but consistency eludes him. The younger man's footwork keeps the veteran at the end of punches, and when exchanges do happen, Ashalaev often lands first and last. In the third round, Ashalaev begins to show layers. Stepping laterally, firing jabs while moving, slipping just outside return fire. A corkscrew left snaps Mehrabi's head back, followed by a straight right that lands clean. Still, Mehrabi refuses to retreat. He stands his ground, eats shots, and keeps throwing, even when accuracy betrays him. This is where experience shows not in dominance, but in defiance. 3 rounds in, Ashalaev has likely swept them all, but Mehrabi's presence is constant, a reminder that control does not equal comfort. The crowd senses it too. This is skill versus survival, and survival has a voice. By the 4th round, Ashalaev begins to enjoy himself. He switches stances, briefly southpaw, presenting new angles, forcing Mehrabi to reset mentally and physically. The combinations flow now. Double jabs, left crosses, right hooks to the body, all thrown with rhythm and confidence. Mehrabi's defense is breached repeatedly, but his spirit remains unbroken. He complains about shots, shakes his head, waves Ashalaev on, anything to disrupt the rhythm. Yet Ashalaev stays calm. He pins Mehrabi on the ropes, unloads controlled flurries, then steps away before danger can find him. In the 5th round, the dominance becomes unmistakable. Ashalaev's timing sharpens even further. Uppercuts split the guard. Hooks wrap around elbows. Mehrabi's legs grow heavier, his response is slower. Still, he marches forward, a testament to durability. Ashalaev, meanwhile, looks like a man gaining experience in real time, testing ideas, experimenting with combinations, switching gears without losing structure. This is not recklessness. This is development under pressure. The crowd recognizes it, applauding not just the punches, but the intelligence behind them. Entering the final round, there is no illusion left. Ashalaev is ahead by a wide margin. Mehrabi knows it. Everyone knows it. But boxing is cruel that way. It never guarantees safety to the man in control. Ashalaev remains sharp, respectful of danger, continuing to box behind the jab, mixing head and body, never allowing Mehrabi the opening he desperately needs. Mehrabi empties what remains of the tank, throwing wide hooks, hoping for timing to create opportunity. But timing requires speed, and speed has faded. Ashalaev answers with shoeshine combinations, 5-punch sequences, flashes of creativity that bring the crowd to its feet. Yet even now, Mehrabi stays upright. He will not fall. Some men cannot be broken, only outboxed. As the final seconds tick away, Ashalaev eases slightly, content with his work, aware that the lesson has been taught. The final bell rings, and there is relief as much as applause. Both men have given something tonight. Ashalaev returns to his corner composed, breathing steady, knowing the result is inevitable. Mehrabi walks back slowly, battered but unbowed, his body tired but his spirit intact. The judge's decision is unanimous, a clear points victory for Cheerav Ashalaev. The announcement echoes through the arena, but it feels almost ceremonial. The story has already been told inside the ropes. Ashalaev's hand is raised, his record improved, his reputation strengthened. Mehrabi accepts the result with dignity, another chapter added to a career defined by courage rather than convenience. This fight will be remembered not for knockdowns or controversy, but for clarity. Cheerav Ashalaev showed what the future looks like: disciplined, versatile, intelligent, and ruthless when required. He boxed like a man who understands that greatness is built brick by brick. Sajad Mehrabi showed something equally valuable: that heart does not age, that pride travels well, and that some fighters exist not to win titles, but to test the men who will one day chase them. In the end, this was more than a bout. It was a passage, one man moving forward, one man proving that even as time advances, dignity never fades.